That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Jason David Frank.
Boom shakalaka.
Please do not change channel.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin' With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. We'd love it if you hit subscribe. Come back over and over again. We've got authors, artists, filmmakers, creative minds of all kinds on the Hangin' With Web Show. We are at Authors in a Box. We didn't put them in a box for real. Well, we sort of did, because we're at the Indian River Mall in Vero, Florida, and we're hanging out with author T. Elizabeth Guthrie, the author of Scottish Love, and Irish Love, and Romanian Love, and Siberian Love. There's a theme. I'm not even going to tell them. We'll tell them now. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you very much for coming over and hanging out with us. Okay, so let's start with that. How long have you been writing?
Since I was 10 years old and my mom passed away. It was a great way to cope, so I started writing.
Yes, it is a catharsis.
Yes.
Yes, it is. And you're writing love stories.
Okay.
Oh.
Love stories
It's
with a little bit
As soon
of...
as you said okay, they went, what?
Yeah, well, it's romance with a little kick.
With a little kick.
Or a lot of kick.
Or a lot of kick. There's some... Y'all should see what's going on behind the camera.
Yeah.
It's cool. So what drew you to this genre?
I always liked to read it. Back in the 80s, we had what we called bodice rippers.
Bodice rippers?
Bodice ripper romances,
Bodice
yes.
ripper I like
and
that.
I always loved it because, you know, you had the Scottish Highlanders and, yeah, the Irish rogues, and so I just...
So I'm setting a theme there. You get the kind of the rogue bad boy kind of thing.
The alpha male.
The alpha male.
Yes.
Okay. And now you're taking a world tour.
Yes.
Of sorts. What was the appeal? Where did you start?
I picked places that I've always wanted to go. And
okay.
My background, my family history is Scots-Irish.
You realize if you spend all your time in your book while you're there, you won't see the country.
I know, but you know what? We just went to New Orleans a couple of weeks ago, and I would rather have stayed in my book. We didn't have a good time. What can I say? I wrote most of the trip.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So give us kind of. We'll start with the first one. Give us the book blurb.
Irish Love is about this lady who's lost her husband to cancer, and he left her everything so that she would start traveling, which she always loved. So she decided to go to Ireland. Well, on the plane, she meets an Irish gentleman who tells her he can take her to places she would never see otherwise.
That is more of a line than you know until you read the book. Yeah, it is something. I have to speak on behalf of the males of the speech. Yes, we would use that line.
Well, he did.
He did.
Yes. And she does go with him, and you know, happy ever after. So.
Well, at least happy for now. She's very happy for now. Happily ever after.
She married the Dagda, which is an Irish folklore.
The Dagda.
The Dagda, yes.
What is a Dagda?
He is kind of the god of creation.
The god of creation.
Yes. So he kind of kicks
big
butt.
Deal.
Yeah,
that's a big deal. That's very alpha.
Definitely. Yes.
Definitely. Okay, so from there, what was next?
So the next one is Scottish Love.
Scottish Love, okay.
And he is again, he's an alpha.
Okay.
But he is definitely the more adventurous kind.
Look at that Highland Scottish
right,
thing
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So he takes her all through, you know, all kinds of adventures before he finally gets to, you know, his happily ever after. Okay, in her defense, it's hers too.
Okay, well, at least see, there, it's good. Now, we have things coming up. You have, we talked Romanian love?
Yes, Romanian
and
love.
Siberian love.
Yes.
And I'm about to say this. There's a dragon.
There's an ice dragon.
An ice dragon.
Yes, who lives in Siberia, of all places.
As an ice dragon would. It's the closest thing to North Westeros that we have. All right, so I'm sensing kind of, there's a theme here, there's a supernatural element to a lot of what you're doing, a fantasy element.
Yes, they're called spirit children. They are the creators of everything, every world, everything.
Okay.
And Danu is the female, Kiernan is the male. They are life and death, and
wow.
So it's their children that the 4 books are based on.
That's really cool. And it's a 4-book series?
Yes.
Okay. Any plans beyond that?
Actually, I do. Starting in January, my first children's novel comes out. So I'm going from one extreme to the other.
I was going to say,
Yes.
you can't see it exactly, but right on the other side of an eyebrow went way up.
Well, these are middle grade to young adults.
Okay.
There's no romance or anything in any of them, but they're aimed for to go to Scholastic. I want to get them into the schools for AR books.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
What are the stories about?
They're all scary.
All scary stories.
All of them.
Ooh.
And they're all based either here in Florida, around where I live, which is up towards Ocala,
okay,
or in Virginia, where I come from.
Wow.
So I use people I know, all of their kids, their grandbabies.
That is cool. Okay, yeah. You have 4 pretty exotic locations in your books chosen. You've got Irish, Ireland, Scotland, Romania, Siberia. If you had to put them in order, where would you go first?
Ireland.
Ireland.
They are in order.
They are in, they
They are in order.
Because really, guys, if you're going to go to Siberia, it is the last thing on your list.
Yeah,
usually.
yeah.
It's a, I don't know much about Siberia. Nobody knows much about Siberia.
It's cold. It's white.
Cold, it's white.
Good for an ice dragon.
Very good for an ice dragon. People, not so much sometimes. You know.
He'll keep her warm.
I like that. Wow, connotation. Just watch the video over and over again until you figure out everything that we've said. Okay, so you're on your second. This is your second of the 4 books. How's the writing journey been?
Scary.
Scary.
Well, I mean, you put so much of yourself into this, and then to suddenly have it out there for everybody to see, it's very scary. To me, it was.
What are readers thinking?
So far, so good. They're pleased.
That's very good. That's very. The best compliment that a writer can get is to have a reader say, "I liked your work. I found myself in your world for 150 pages. I was there." And that's just the feedback we get from it. It's almost worth more than the price you pay for the book, but please buy the book anyway.
Yes.
Because we need to eat while we're writing. We're going to put links down below so they can find your books on Amazon and Apple Books, wherever they are. Okay. So what has been, as a published author, working on your next works, what has been the high point of being out there and being a published author? Now, we all know the scariest part is waiting for those readers to get back. What's the high point, though?
When I saw my first book cover, and it had my name only at the bottom, because I've done 8 anthologies so far.
Okay.
And to see my book that was just mine and have just my name at the bottom was it.
Bam, made it. That's right. It's a great day.
Yes, it was.
It's a great day. It's also good. Who does your covers?
I go through Crazy Ink Publishing, and they do all of it for me.
Okay, fantastic. That's awesome. It's always exciting when you have an artist working on cover art or whatever to see what they see when they see your story.
Right.
And I'm excited always to read the book blurbs, the marketing blurbs, to see what they saw, what they thought was important versus what I might have thought was important, and that's always really neat. You're on your way. Going to be the next best-selling romance
naughty
author. Royalty checks are going to roll in.
I like that.
What's your shopping weakness? What's going to grab that first royalty check and just take it?
Believe it or not, A gift for my grandbabies.
A gift for your grandbabies.
Yes.
How
Yes.
many grandbabies?
I have 3.
3, awesome.
2 boys and a girl, and the girl's she's a year old.
Oh.
And we are actually building them, the boys, their very own obstacle course in our backyard.
Pretty cool.
So, and of course, you know, the little girl, she's getting the tea sets and Barbies and yeah.
We have 4.
Oh my.
Yes. 3 girls and a boy.
Oh.
Yes. We had mostly boys.
Yeah.
So now they're having mostly girls. They switched up on us
Yes.
somehow. Which is really weird for Grandpa because I'm used to boys. I know how to do that.
Yeah.
You know, girls are a whole different.
Yes.
It's like a whole different galaxy. And I mean, I as my guys grew up, it was baseball games and, and all of those things. And now I don't know what to. Now I'm like, they're like, hey, what are you going to get for your granddaughter for Christmas? And I'm like, what the girls like?
Yeah.
The thing is,
doll babies.
Doll baby, doll baby. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. And unfortunately, 2 of them are little tiny ones.
Oh.
They're brand new. Their warranty hasn't even expired
well, congratulations.
yet. So, you're making the signing rounds?
Yes.
Going to different events and that. Where are you going to be next up the road?
Next is the Roanoke Author Invasion in Virginia.
Roanoke
Author Invasion. Yes.
I can talk. Really, I can. The Roanoke Author Invasion.
Yes.
Outstanding, guys. Check down below for links. See T. Elizabeth Guthrie at an event near you. Check her out online. Grab a book. Grab 10 or 12. You know, give them out for Christmas. It'll be fun.
Yes.
We're going to say goodbye. As we do that, we're going to wrap it up by saying thank you to our partners and friends at Something Unique Magazine, Famous Faces and Funny, Space Coast Comics, our dear friend author Yvonne Mason at Off the Chain Radio over on Blog Talk Radio, our friends at Pound the Grape in Melbourne, Florida. We have been hanging out with T. Elizabeth Guthrie, the author of Scottish Love, Irish Love, and coming soon, Romanian Love, and even Siberian Love. No matter where you are in the world, there's love.
Yes.
If there's not love, then there's lust.
Smut.
Smut.
That's what my husband calls it, smut.
All the guys on the internet are like, where? Where do I find it? That's right. Look for them. Links are down below, guys. Remember, stay tuned in, stay logged on, and see who we're hanging with next.